Round one. Fight!
Hello and welcome back to another episode. This is going to be going on the Mares and Stuff channel as well as the Pepperoni and Pizzas channel. And I believe we have permission to also post on the Friendship Incorporated channel, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. So, welcome. This is a special episode. I'm joined by some pretty good guests here that have some knowledge about this subject, and the subject is going to be about Con Survival Guide. Plenty of questions and other information is going to be discussed here. So I'm joined tonight with Ike,
Hello.
Last Wolfie,
Hey, let's rock.
wow, Naysayer,
Aloha.
and the big man himself, Twyfig.
What
Wow,
the
really?
fuck is up, every pony?
You just interrupted the man's intro, Ike.
The big man himself.
The big man himself, the big kahuna. Alright, now if anyone joins in here, they're more than welcome to put in their 2 cents, but let's get right into business. Mare Fair, it's happening. The big con, East Coast Con, Florida, information. It's happening. Orlando, Florida. Link is going to be in the description below, but please go ahead and join them. September 29th to October the 1st. All right? So, quick rundown of Mare Fair. Now, 3 of you are staff of Mare Fair, so who wants to take the conch and give us a quick little rundown of it? Just give us a little selling point of Mare Fair.
Oh yeah, I'll pick up that conch.
Go ahead.
Mare Fair is going to be sick. It's 18 plus. It's going to be kind of shit posty. It's going to be 100% fun and 100% laughs. Very chill. And that is my selling point for Mare Fair.
You heard himself. That's a selling point. Anyone else would like to chime in real quick?
Yeah, I have some to add.
Go ahead.
The thing about Mayfair is...
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay, so yeah, go to Mare Fair. Nice, chill con.
Mare Fair is a convention in Florida.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So it's gonna be for older people, mostly in their 50s and 60s. Well, definitely over 18. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
I love the energy right now. This intro is gonna be very painful for many.
Listen, our resort has fucking 2 pools. That's 2 pools that we're going to fill up with bronies, and you're going to get some of that water in your mouth and in your eyes, and you're going to be better off for it, all right?
There's gonna be mares.
It's going to be mares.
There's gonna be a Mare pool party? Is that not a rumor?
There is a Walgreens very close to the convention.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
There is, yeah.
It's a Walgreens.
It's within walking distance. It's like right, and it's got a liquor store. So
You're already selling.
Oh.
You're already selling me. I might go now. It already sounds like 50 times better than Trocon.
I see a Wawa like right there. I'm
It
looking
is.
on
It's in
maps
the
right
parking
now.
lot. It's
Oh,
in
for
the
realsies?
parking lot of the of the
Oh,
of the resort.
goddamn.
So you just
All
walk
right.
there, get yourself a sandwich. You walk over the Walgreens. Get yourself a fifth of whatever, and you walk back to your room because you can't be consuming alcohol in public. And you eat your sandwich, you drink some juice, and then you go out and have fun.
I see an escape room fucking place that's right
Yep.
there. I know people
There's a
really
Cold
dig
Stone
escape rooms
Creamery
nowadays.
There's a Cold Stone Creamery right next to the escape room. So if it's late at night, not too late because I don't think they're open 24/7. And you got a craving for some of that ice cream, where they put the toppings in there and they mash it all up, you go in, you're all set.
You can go to the McDonald's nearby us and get a motherfucking brick oven cooked pizza. The McDonald's,
And
yeah, straight up.
you
Oh
can
shit!
visit
They got one
Moon
of those
Man.
McDonald's.
You can visit Moon Man at the McDonald's. There is a Moon Man at this McDonald's.
Damn.
He's floating. You will see him. He's in the sky with his piano. He's a full size model. He's sitting there playing his piano up in the sky. It's pretty fucking awesome.
Does he say racial slurs or?
Not anymore. He used to actually, I think they used to have him hooked up so he'd like play on the piano. That's back when he used to be on the ground level, but he's ascended.
He's ascended.
Okay.
He's reformed now.
He's
ascended.
reformed now.
Oh my
Not
god.
racist no more.
No more. We don't want
No.
that here. Nah. I mean, you guys are already like going on the second part, which is like what's around there. And again, big selling points right there. Food, food, food. Lots of alcohol and liquor and other various activities. I know it's something that maybe
And mares.
And mares. You're correct. Well, I heard there's a couple rumors, but maybe I'll ask those questions for the quote unquote like Mare Fair interview. But is it true there's going to be like a couple of mares on the premises? Is it true? Or can you not confirm or deny this?
All I'm saying is that you can get a miniature, what is it, like special aid pony, like a service animal, and that can just come with you wherever any other service animal would go. And I'll leave it at that.
I think this is a big selling point here, but are there going to be any furries there?
We're gonna do our best.
Okay, so what's the security against that, like against furries and weebs?
Zemming is gonna make sure nothing bad happens.
Okay. So he gets dirty so we can all stay clean, is that what you're kind of implying?
Oh yeah.
It's more of
have
a
a-
don't ask, don't tell policy.
We
I
have a
see.
crack. We have a crack security team who's going to be out there looking for that sort of thing.
I see. Anything
We are
else?
introducing crack to furry neighborhoods.
Oh, kind of like the FBI in the 80s, huh?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know if there's crack being introduced anywhere, unless it's some other type of crack, like plumber's crack. I don't know.
Sniffing some mare crack, I mean,
Yeah, there'll be mare crack. There's always mare crack. Some of that mare slit, right?
Mm,
hmm
okay. Okay. Is anyone else
But
want to chime
Not
in?
in public. Not in public at the con. It's not allowed.
It's not
So
allowed.
please keep that in private.
Yeah.
Whatever you do with your life-size plush in your room is for you and your waifu only.
Vendors, musicians, and panelists were all vetted with their applications. No furry stuff.
Great.
Yeah, we help rate the applications based on how pony they are. Like we had questions on the musician and vendor apps, like, hey, what percent of your music or what percent of your merchandise is going to be pony related, like actual pony, not
Mhm.
EQG or anything. So we use that as a rating system when we chose who to pick.
I see. Okay. So it sounds like we're in pretty good hands then.
Maybe, I don't know.
Is-
We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, are you guys
We'll see.
excited? Like, come on. Like, you guys don't sound excited. Getting me a little worried here.
I'm
No.
tired already.
You're tired.
Not really.
Yeah, I didn't get much sleep last night either. But I mean, unironically, if everyone else seems to be excited. We've got so many people are coming. We've already got a way bigger response than we expected, and there's a lot of fun things planned. And I mean, I for one am very excited. I've been to a lot of cons, and I feel like Mare Fair is going to be something a little different. So if you're a veteran, it's there's going to be something new for you. It's going to be not like other cons.
Okay. No, it's good. I mean, I've seen the mayor supporter portion grow a little bit after when it was introduced that, oh, you guys only have like an X amount of time. So some people did buy the mayor supporter badges. I'm happy to see that. Another thing too was I hear other groups that were iffy about going are gonna go. So that's just from an in group that I'm in. So you got another like 4 or 5 people on their way. and other people are having plans to make, Mare Fair their home con since it's one of their more East Coast cons. So, not to beat up, you know, the dead horse that is TrotCon, but you guys look like you guys are gonna demolish them from what I can see, what I've been told. But we'll save that for the Mare Fair interview. Let's get to the nitty gritty here. Driving versus flying. Okay, so this is more of the informational area. For those that have driven, because I'm sure that you guys are in the minority here, um, how do you prepare yourself when you're going to travel to a con? And I think this question is more for Twyfig. So I know you drive a lot to conventions. How do you prepare for them?
Well, I usually rent a car,
Okay.
because I don't like putting miles on mine because it's old enough as it is.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
So I I don't know. It's not that big a deal. I just pack what I need usually the day before. I'm that type of person.
Nice.
Sometimes morning of,
Ow.
and usually like to pick up the car the day before so I
Uh-huh.
can load it up overnight. And I just put my shit in the car. Usually not much more than a suitcase, a plushie or two, and that's about it. Just load up the car and then just take off. There's not really a lot I got to do to prepare or anything.
Mm. Okay. And just
Don't
so,
forget, don't forget your phone charger
yes.
because you really need that. And maybe if you're going by yourself, don't tell anyone. Just maybe bring some headphones. You could keep one in an ear, while you drive. If you want to be on a Discord call or something.
Ooh. Okay. I thought you were gonna mention something else, and I was like, oh, is he gonna
Unless you
say?
got the Bluetooth. Unless you got the Bluetooth in your car,
Okay.
then you're good, man. But usually that shit sucks anyway. But whatever.
Mm.
I'll prop up my I'll torrent thing movies I want to watch and prop up my laptop on my dashboard and watch movies while I'm driving to cons.
Oh my god.
That sounds kind of unsafe, but all right.
Do you turn on captions too? And pay attention to those?
He loves foreign movies,
Uh,
bro.
I don't know. I mean, usually it's a movie that I don't care about that much, so I don't have to pay full attention. But I don't know. I've never gotten in a car wreck before, and I've driven to a lot of cons.
Mm.
But I guess I'm a good driver. I'm pretty alert.
Sounds like a victimless crime to me. Boot up that fucking movie.
Yeah, kids be texting these days. I can't do that. That's too hard.
I'm not texting. I'm just watching Family Guy Funny Moments Comp Part 29.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you want to be a real pansy, I do have one of those like the suction cups to your like phone, like it's like a phone holder. Use it as a GPS. But you can also, watch pony videos from 2011 exclusively. And while you're driving, just on the phone. It's just a smaller screen, so I like the laptop because it's a bigger screen.
Are you okay? It sounds like you're about to cry when you mentioned that.
No, I don't know. I was trying to think of something funny. I'm kind of tired.
Okay, it sounds like you.
Jay said a funnier one.
So, preparing for cons, what I like to do, regardless of if you're flying or driving, like day before, or rather night before, I like to eat like a proper meal. I'm on that fucking brony diet of whatever the fuck, but I like to go out of my way to make sure, like, big steak, veggies, some shit on the side. That way you're feeling really good the next morning. You have enough fuel to get up on time, get ready, get where you gotta go. Packing the day before or just packing before the day of gives you a lot of like free RAM in your head to worry about other stuff. Stretching is good. Stretching is always good. But if you're driving, I really like driving to cons. It gives you infinite space in your car to pack all of your bullshit that you might need, might not. I like cleaning out my car before cons in case I got to drive people around. I like to have, a presentable vehicle. And then once it's go time, I like to strap in my plushies in the passenger seat, put a bunch of snacks in front of them, take silly ass pictures, take pictures of them at rest stops, hanging out, stuff like that. But yeah, if you go into your travels with like good food, preparedness, it makes traveling a hell of a lot easier. because you will forget shit. Like, I waited to pack until the very last second for trot, and I forgot all of the shit that I wanted to bring. I forgot my goddamn scarf. I never do that.
See,
You should never wait.
here's so from a last minute packer, here's the tips, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
You make a list, like always. I'll start making a list maybe a day or two before. And that way, every time I think of something, no matter what I'm doing, I'll stop what I'm doing and put it on the list. So that way I got every single thing I could possibly think of on a list. And then that way when I pack, I'm much more efficient. And I can just put what's on the list in my bag.
Okay.
And then
Hell
you know if you forgot something or didn't forget something. It's pretty smart, you know. I kind of get some inspiration from a particular purple pony. Lists are good.
Shout out to lists.
I mean, I don't know when people want advice of all the different types of driving versus flying. I mean, I definitely do not plan to sleep in your car unless it's a very specific weather. You got to be known. I did that for Nightmare Nights once before, and it wasn't bad. It saved me a lot of money. You got to make sure there's good parking and it's the right weather. I would really recommend driving if it's under 5 hours. To the con is definitely probably better. I wouldn't drive if it's over 12 to 13 because it's just really not worth it. Like, I know the plane ticket might seem expensive, but stuff starts to add up. There's wear and tear on your car. It takes a long time. The
Yeah.
one reason you might prefer to drive is if you're bringing a lot of stuff. I know, like, if your vendors like to drive because they can bring a lot of stuff very easily. I run bars and room parties, and it's very nice to be able to bring it all with me because it's just cheaper, and I can bring stuff as much as I want for that. And when I'm flying, I can't. So I mean, I guess that would be my general guidelines for flying versus driving.
Yeah, I do about 8 hours a day. If it's more than that, like if it's 10 or 11 or 12, I usually split that up into 2 days. But when you do that, you are adding on cost, you know. I usually stay at a hotel. It's been a long time since I slept in a car, but I know if you're younger, which most people going to this probably are, you don't really have a lot of money. So you gotta make the money stretch, you know.
Mm.
So, find a nice rest area. You're usually okay to sleep at a rest area.
But yeah, if you're road trip, I tried to go from Connecticut to TrotCon in one haul, which was 10 plus hours, and I made it on time. Yeah, and my vehicle did not appreciate that. If you don't mind long drives or if you enjoy long drives, I definitely recommend breaking that up once you hit like the 5 or 6 hour mark. If you're passing, like if you're going through, if you're hitting like the halfway point, and you have a friend in the state, in the area, see if you can chill with them for a little bit. If you're a terminally online person, but like not retarded enough to the point where you can still make friends. You probably got friends around the United States. See if you can like chill with one of them for a night. They would probably love to have you.
Something that somebody joked about being on Discord calls, but one of the things I really do like doing a lot when driving is reaching out to friends I haven't talked to in a while and trying to see if I can have call and just like have a catch up phone, like have a phone conversation with someone on the road, because that's something that's pretty easy to do while driving. And those things can, like, it can take a long time to chat with someone, and if you can work out that schedule right, that you get all that time back because you're stuck in the car anyway. So I do like doing that.
I wasn't joking about Discord calls.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it may have sounded like you were, or it seemed like it to some people, but yeah, no, that's unironically, being on a call is a great thing to be in a car.
And it helps keep you awake.
True. I've heard
That's
of
the other
those
thing.
stories.
I think Jap here has some ideas of how to stay awake on long drives. I don't know if he's able to talk or if you want him to talk, Stucky, but
You can talk. Anyone that joins can talk.
I listen to porn when I drive so I don't fall asleep because it's hard to fall asleep when you're horny.
Do you prefer like sissy hypno or just like raw porn audio?
That is how I got the form I'm taking right now. Listening to Sissy Hypno 24/7.
Do you find that like super focused porn audio helps more than just like raw audio? Is what I'm getting at. It doesn't have to be. Well, it doesn't have to be sissy hypno.
Anything that's loud and gets you going. That's about it.
That's really smart. Does it have to be like louder than you would normally play anything? Like if you were trying to stay up with music, you would make it louder.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Works the same
We
way.
need to chase down this thread.
Hey man,
Interesting.
gotta wake
It
people
sounds
up in
like it
here.
works. You know, if you don't got friends, if
Yeah.
you don't got anywhere to stay, your porn mommies are there for you. Always.
I would recommend, yeah, if you're driving or flying, you know, either if you're like me, you fast a long time because you know I'm just gonna get drunk and eat whatever's there and just eat and drink a ton at cons. So I got to be like save up for that. But if you're not gonna do that or you're younger, like Jay said, eat beforehand because I don't know, eating on the road or eating at the airport is very expensive. So you can save money by not doing that. And also you're not like with other people. Usually you're traveling alone, so it's no fun to spend a lot of money on eating out and then you're alone. So, I'd avoid that.
Yeah, no, travel places really rely on you cucking yourself when it comes to like food and keeping yourself energized. Because by the time you're like, fuck, I need to find something, suddenly you're in like $5 water bottle world or like $8 hot dog world, and you won't have a choice. Even if you're just at a rest stop and you find yourself at a vending machine, you're paying at least $3 for like a bag of gummy worms, and you don't need to do that to yourself. Eat before you go,
Oh,
stock up on snacks at like a local gas station, avoid that shit.
oh, before we finish the conversation about driving, are we nearly done with it, host?
Yeah, I mean, you guys can wrap it
Okay.
up. I was gonna say
I
one thing
wanna
after.
I wanna say something important. Okay. This is about driving, specifically right to Mare Fair. Okay. Um, I just need y'all to be aware. Okay. If you're driving in, okay, the last cookout is in Brunswick, Georgia. If you're on I-95, it's in Valdosta, Georgia, on I-75, and there's one like in Mobile, Alabama, on I-10. Okay, those are the three major routes into Florida. So if you're coming down I-95, I highly recommend it because you will go past two Buc-ee's. Daytona Beach right before the I-4 exit, and there's one up near St. Augustine. Buc-ee's, you got to stop there. If you're coming from the west, there's a Buc-ee's in Alabama on I-10. And these are important places to stop. The one on I-75, there might be some further north, but the one in Gainesville is not yet completed. So you're out of luck, I-75 people, unless you stop up in Georgia. I think there's one up by Atlanta. Yeah, those are the important stops you got to make there. If you've never been to Cookout, you should go. If you're driving and you're going to stop and eat something, it's cheap and it's good. So, yeah.
Thank you
Buc-ee's
for
is good
that.
for your snacks and gas. It's usually good price snacks and they're good too. It's if you don't know, it's like the biggest gas station you've ever been to.
Nice.
The
No, thank you.
Walmart of gas stations.
The Walmart at gas stations? Is that what it's
Oh
called?
yeah, yeah. No, that's what I call it. That's
Oh.
me. Yeah, man. Yeah, you'll see for Buc-ee's, you'll see the fucking you'll see the road signs. They start like a few hundred miles before usually.
Nice. No, thank you for the insight. I think it's just very important about what you guys all said. Like, make sure you guys eat really well the night before, because let's all be honest here. Once you get to that con and you're hanging out with the boys, it's very easy to like forget to eat, or you're just like, oh, I gotta make it to the panel like back to back, so hopefully I have some Pop Tarts in my pocket or whatever, or like run to the nearest fast food place. So best to do that. Stay hydrated. I know it's fun to drink and all that, but please stay hydrated. We don't need no EMS calls. What else was I gonna say? 8 hours part. You want to sleep beforehand too, because there's a lot of people. Yeah, BronyCon was the last con I went to, the big one with like other people, and I knew some people that didn't sleep at all. Like they probably took a couple naps here and there, but that was it. So yeah, do all that and do everything that was mentioned beforehand. In terms of flying, it's easier in the way that like you're gonna get to point A to point B if you have a direct flight. But driving is also pretty good because you can carry all that stuff with you, and I'm sure most of you guys are quite close to Mare Fair, so you guys are probably just gonna do the drive, right? The majority of you guys.
I'm going to be road tripping down from Maryland.
Ooh, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
I don't know, man. I couldn't get a flight from like Orlando to Orlando, so I'm probably just gonna do the drive.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm
Well,
And
flying.
it's also you get a car if you drive, right? You have a car when you get there.
that is a big one, yeah. You don't want to be Ubering around, but I'm sure there's so many people that know each other that are going to Mare Fair that getting a ride somewhere is not going to be that hard. So that's
Yeah,
good.
and
The
there's a
beauty
lot of
of
shit
getting
within
a
walking distance. You don't need a car because
That's also
there's a
true.
shit ton of restaurants nearby. But it's just if you wanted to go to like, on Monday or Thursday, you want to go to Disney World or something, you're gonna want a car to go there.
Yeah. Good luck with that, though. Summer. No, wait, no. September. My bad. All right, then. Let's go on to the next couple of topics here. What to bring and not to bring to a convention. So we don't want to overpack. We certainly don't want to underpack. So again, conch is yours for whoever wants to give your little, kit of what you're gonna take to any kind of con, especially when it comes to
Okay.
Mare Fair. Go for it, Twyfig.
If you're a disgusting normie, right, who sleeps with actual people, you're gonna want at least 100 condoms, at least. Like that's the minimum. And then you're gonna want about at least, I'd say 2.5 gallons of lube. That's gonna be a good place to start. You might want to go up from there, depending on what type of things you're into.
Get a few
Um,
blue chews. Don't forget. Never
what's
hurts
that?
to you get a few like blue chews. Never hurts to be on your best performance.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what that is, but that sounds like a good idea. Um, yeah. These are some good necessities to bring, right? I don't know. Is there anything else you really need? Clothes, right? You're gonna want fresh clothes every day. You don't want to wear the same shit every day and smell like a fucking
Need something to take off.
blanket or
Exactly.
something.
I mean, that goes kind of with con etiquette. Please fucking shower.
I don't know, like underrated things that it's possible to forget that are really handy to have at cons. Those like portable batteries to charge your phone while you're on the go. You don't want to be stuck in the hotel room charging their phone.
Yeah,
Missing the
those are
con.
useful as fuck, bro. I use them. I use the shit out of those because, damn, they're nice.
They are.
You're using your phone a lot sometimes, to see where the fuck people are and what they're doing so you can hang out. It sucks if your phone's dead and you don't know what the fuck's going on.
It's gonna take you at least 20 minutes to make a post, because you know that phone posting captcha is no joke.
Yeah, you got
So
to shit post, man.
you're gonna burn through all your battery.
Yeah. No, and be sure you charge your cameras the night before. Every time you go back to your hotel room, charge them, but don't forget them. The extra charger if necessary. What else? Don't overpack. I mean, you're only gonna be there for like 3 days, so just bring a change of clothes. I think for like
I don't know.
4 days.
Extra
I would say.
socks and underwears. Extra
That's
socks and underwear is great because
yeah, that is true. You could wear the same shirt twice, but you can't wear the same underwear twice. You don't want to do that.
You need to have emergency underwear in case you shit yourself.
Yeah.
You never know what's gonna happen.
also
Never know.
underrated. I think is especially if you have like cash on hand or you like go to the grocery store and you get cash back from your card or whatever. Like bringing a lot of cash with you is handy because a lot of the vendors really prefer cash or it's better to pay in cash. And if you're going to a room party, you need cash for tips. Like it can be handy to have a fair amount of cash on you. And I've been to con hotels where the ATM in the hotel is it runs out, and you have to go across the street or go somewhere else. And I've had other ones that have like a $3 charge and $100 limit. So it can be handy to bring a fair bit of cash with you. To the
Yeah, and
con.
don't
You
go
might not think
flashing.
about that.
Don't go flashing that around, bros.
Yeah. I think a good amount, because for BronyCon, the last BronyCon, I brought like 250 in cash. It's just a good number, I think, to start off in. But yeah, definitely don't be flashing that.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Has somebody been robbed at PonyCons? The only person I can think of is Toon Critic, and he deserved it.
He deserves it.
Not. See, I don't think robbery is as big a deal as what happened to me once. It's just people can get to the money if you show it around. They pickpockets are a thing.
Oof.
It happens.
Make you buy drinks.
Cons are generally pretty like high trust environments. Like I would be so confident like losing my wallet at a convention and having it all returned back to me. Nevertheless, like take basic bitch precautions to protect your stuff. Um, if you're like sharing a room with someone and this is your first con, chances are you're gonna have anywhere from a lot to a few strangers coming in and out of your room. I wouldn't keep anything out in the open that matters to you too much. When I started college, one thing I was told was like keep your prescriptions under wraps as well. If you have anything that's attractive for recreational use. So like don't flash that or else next thing you know like someone's in your room swiping your prescriptions. So yeah, I would keep your medication to yourself. If you're rolling with a lot of cash, keep that to yourself. Any technology that looks too pretty, keep it fucking secure. Keep it secure.
I'd say another really handy thing to have is like some sort of portable bag, whether you want to do like a full backpack or a fanny pack, or I particularly love drawstring bags. You might be buying merch. You might have there's always something you're carrying around, a phone battery, whatever. Like it can be handy to have something to transport, so you're not just like carrying up something in your hands the whole time. I definitely love that.
Definitely a good idea too. If let's just say like you are rooming with people you don't really know, yeah, trust them enough, but it's always good to have your own stuff, even if you're asleep. Like me personally, I would have my stuff in my pockets or something. Just never too bad to be too careful. Also, too, another thing I think people forget when it comes to packing is to leave some room for your merch. I know a lot of people sometimes have to give it to somebody else or just, try and figure it out how to get their stuff there, but always have a
Gotta
little bit of
try and
space.
sneak like a guitar on the plane.
Oh, yeah, I heard about Yeah. Oh, man. Anything else you guys think you should bring or shouldn't bring to a con?
Little snacks. Keep little
Unnecessary
snacks
stuff?
on your person.
Okay, that's a good idea.
That stops you from going back and forth to the hotel room. That saves you time. I know a lot of people, by the time they're at the hotel room, they sit down, they're eating their thing, and then the next thing you know, that like quick 5 minute stop turns into like, I don't know, you burning time sitting in your hotel room when you could instead be at the con. So yeah, keeping stuff like chewy bars, whatever like a safe food is for you, just keeping that on your person is a good idea. Energy drinks too. Um, yeah, having a bag on you, that's a given. Keep stuff you want in that bag. You know, keep stuff you're gonna go back for in that bag.
Drugs. I mean, like it's always
Drugs,
handy to have
water, food,
like energy drinks, but also I
energy
like to
drinks.
pack a 5-hour energy shot or something. So like if I'm real tired, I can take a sip of that, just like half of it, whatever. It's a real quick way to get 100 milligrams of caffeine, maybe 200. You take half of it, but also like some sort of maybe Advil or Tylenol. You got a headache
Yeah,
or something like that. Some bandages and like lotion or cream or something like those little things that are just they're compact, but they're very handy to have if you actually need them.
Chapstick.
or yeah,
Water bottle's important.
Advil's real fucking handy.
Yeah,
Shout out to Chapstick. Yeah, absolutely. Keep some Carmex on you. Like it's
yeah.
gonna suck ass if you wake up, it's 3 a.m., you have dry mouth, motherfuckers are walking in and out of the room. Like, you're gonna want chapstick at that point. I promise.
You bring up a good point of drinking water. Having that water bottle is going to be a lifesaver.
Yeah, and
Makes
maybe
you
you
think.
you have like a Crystal Light packets or whatever to flavor up that water, so you don't get tempted to spend $6 on a soda at the concession stand.
Exactly. We don't have nice cold water for $1 anymore, unfortunately.
Shout out to a real one. What was his name?
I honestly don't know because that was the first time I saw him, but
Ice cold water guy.
yeah, ice cold water guy. $1, ice cold water.
What do you think he's doing right now?
I
Selling
hope
that
he's,
water.
yeah, selling
He's
that water
fucking
still to this
grinding.
day, bro. One day, one day we'll return to the promised land.
With inflation though, it's probably $2 now.
Probably. No, I think he'd rather keep loyalty than for gains. Okay. Anything else you guys want to mention before we go on to the next couple topics? How about don't bring a shitty attitude to the con?
Impossible challenge for some.
Bring your
Just
waifu with you if you can.
well, that's the next one. Traveling with a life-size plush or even a plushie. I know there was a not so fun story. Not sure if any of you guys were in the room when it happened, but King Theo had Tree Hugger with him at the last BronyCon, and somebody vomited on it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you heard about that story, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So I think what he said, if I remember correctly, was that at first he grabbed some vodka to like clean off his stuff, and then luckily somebody had like traveling like dry cleaning or something, some type of steamer, so he was able to like clean her out. But yeah,
Rug
traveling with
doctor.
rug doctor, there you go. Traveling with a plushie, Twyfig, I know you got that life-size plushie. What do you do with that? Like, how do you protect that life-size plushie from those greasy, disgusting Cheeto finger hands?
With your life. But it's it can be difficult, right? Like I don't usually walk around a lot with the plushie for many reasons. One of them being the safety of the plushie. It's nice to bring out once in a while though. Um, but I use mine spends like most of the time in the room, which I don't know if that's good or not, but it's nice to have her in the room, right? But it's nice to once in a while bring her out and I don't take her to places where I'm going to be like eating, or if I know it's going to be like a room party or something where there's going to be a shit ton of people in there. Stuff happens in those parties, man. Like what happened to Theo. I'm sure that was probably a room party, right?
Hmm.
Like yeah, no. Like or if I'm going outside the hotel or something, or if I know I'm going to be like out for a long time, I'll usually leave the plush back in the room. Um, you can do stuff like keep a tile in it or Apple iTag or whatever that shit is, to help keep track in case it gets lost. With the life size, it's less likely to be lost. With those little ones though, like smaller plushies, people bring those sometimes, and you got the same things you got to worry about because they still get shit. That the tree hugger is not a big plush that Theo had.
Yeah.
Things still spill on them. You put it down on a seat, on a table. You don't fucking look. You know what? Someone just spilled like fucking some Pepsi there or something. So now the bottom of your plush is covered in pop. So you got to be careful where you put that shit down. Um, Everything in the world, whenever you're holding a plush, you just have to have this mindset of, unless you don't care about it getting dirty, you just have to have that mindset of everything is fucking dirty as hell, which is kind of weird mindset. I don't usually think that way, but yeah, it's still fun to do. I don't want to say don't do it. Do it. Just, don't go doing it if you're drunk or like otherwise, um, messed up in the head for whatever reason, for whatever games you play in Minecraft. Um, it's probably not a good idea to bring it unless you don't really care about it. If it's in a non-Philly, whatever, it's just a faggot. Um, but yeah, you just be smart about it. And if you're traveling with it, right, driving, it's no big deal. Um, I rent a car, so I usually do actually get a sheet and put it down over the seat because, again, I don't really trust the people who clean the cars, especially if they're leather. I don't know if they put some conditioner on that shit, which can just soak into the fucking plush. You might want to clean your plush before you go to a con if it's dirty or anything. You don't want to be embarrassed. Someone's like, "What's this stain in the back for?"
Oh no.
Um, if you're flying with a plush, like that's a perennial question everyone's always asking. um it's best if it's a big one, right? We're assuming a big one. It's best usually get its own separate bag if you can, which is going to make this a pain flying because you're going to have to check a bag probably. You can check it. I've checked it. I only take like direct flights. I try to only do direct flights if I'm bringing a plush with me. And I also have a GPS tracker and a tile I put in with the plush so I can keep track of it. um if you do direct flights, you're like almost guaranteed not to have your luggage get lost. This is like a secret here, okay? Unless you're flying to like somewhere like Salt Lake City or San Jose, which for some reason the baggage people can never tell the difference between SLC and SJC. As long as it's direct flight, you're usually safe. It's whenever they have to change planes that luggage seems to get lost, at least in my experience. Get a hard. I like to use hard sided cases. I use I only use TSA locks. If you really want to get secure, you can get a hard-sided case with locks that no one else can open, as long as you also throw a firearm in there or even just an airsoft gun, and you declare that shit when you check in. You're gonna have to put it in checked bag, and you declare it, and they'll give you a special card. You go to TSA, they'll inspect it, and when everything's good, you put your lock on it, and the only one who has the key to that lock is you. TSA is not allowed to open it after that. That's an option, right? People do that when they're flying with photography equipment. You can do that too with plush if you really want to. I don't know of anyone who's ever done that, but it's totally doable. Um, what else? I don't know. I guess that's about fucking it. Some people say that like soft-sided bags. I know one guy who swears by those big hockey bags, that people take to hockey tournaments and shit when they fly. That plushes fit really well in those. I don't know. I'm worried about soft-sided bags. I'm worried about them being waterproof or not. Falls off the cart between the plane and the airport and shit gets rained on. Who knows what the fuck's gonna happen to your plush? Maybe you wrap it in a bag first. That's something some people do. They put a couple of plastic, big, huge trash bags, then you have the whole your wife was trash thing going on. Whatever. Yeah, just think about these things, and it's something fun. It's fun to do. You should do it if you can, but at the same time, just take precautions. Just like anything else.
Okay.
Sorry, I feel like that was really long.
No, I mean it's necessary information because traveling back from BronyCon, I did see a couple people have life-size plushies, and for whatever reason they took it on the plane. So don't do that because they're gonna make you take out that plush and whatever else is in that bag, and it's a big old hassle. This dude, I think it was either a Trixie plush or a Rainbow Dash plush. They were both life size. I know it was a life size for sure though. But man had to put the plush on the ground at the airport because they were making him take out all of his stuff. So you don't want to get your plush dirty.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
That's another reason why I check it if I'm
Mhm.
flying with a plush usually. Because carrying it on, right? Like worst case scenario, you might have to put that thing on that fucking disgusting roller,
Mhm.
and go through the X-ray machine. Everything's been through that thing, man.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind with plushies, and then also, of course, keep an eye on your plushie. There's been plenty
Yeah.
of stories, no matter where you go. It's not because of this or that. It's everywhere you go. Someone is going to be an ass, and they're going to probably take your plushie. It's just one unfortunate truth about the conventions. But I've heard plenty of stories, whether in here or other places. My plushie got stolen. Unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, they don't get it back. So
Especially those smaller ones. Bigger ones, it's a little harder to get away with, but even
yeah,
with those, you gotta. I don't think I've ever heard of a life-size plushie being stolen from a con or anything.
no,
I don't think I've ever heard of one being stolen. Period. But I guess it is possible. It's those smaller ones though that do get lost sometimes.
it was about 4 or 5 years ago when I was in a different group. It was BabsCon. Somebody had like a small party in the room, I guess. There was like 10, 12 people in there, had their plush there, and everything's going on, it's all good. Morning afterwards, they wake up and their plush is gone, and they couldn't even remember half the people that were in their room. It was the size of like a 40E plush, so a bit smaller. So like you said, it's a bit easier to get away with. But yeah, fortunately they lost their. It was an OC plush too, so it's like, why would you steal an OC plush? Like if you post pictures anywhere of that OC plush, like they're gonna know that person stole it. But that was yeah. So just keep an eye on your plush, make sure it's clean, care for it, etc., etc., etc. Any other advice for any of those that are taking plushies or have taken plushies to cons?
If you want to scare the fuck or just make like plushie cultists uncomfortable, bring one of your own plushies and just start treating it like a WWE prop. If you just want reactions, if you're that type of person, I would recommend that.
Walk around with the seam ripper.
Oh no. Had the zipper just out there, everyone looking at it like, oh, what's that?
BronyCon
Like-
2018, or I think it was. There was a plush sacrifice.
What the fuck? I don't think you're supposed to talk about that. There is that one guy always running around with the blackjack plush that's on the ground on the collar. Wonder if he's gonna go to that con. But that's all I got. I mean, unless anyone else wants to chime in. No? Okay. All right. We're getting close to that time to wrap it up. Pretty short one, but that's okay. It's good. Edit it. Come out fast. Do's and don'ts. So it's pretty freaking obvious. But anybody want to talk about some do's and don'ts of any convention? Anyone at all here?
Do have fun.
That's one. Have fun. W Downer.
Conventions really are like the most magical place on earth. Do not be afraid to be yourself wholeheartedly. Like, don't be afraid to be weird. Don't be afraid to fuck up. Like, just be your best self there. You know, let loose. You're all on the same page about the whole My Little Pony thing, you know?
Oh, here's one, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird. Sometimes cons can be really happy and stuff, but it's not hard to get kind of like it's really weird to just get like depressed for whatever reason at a con. If you're ever feeling that way, like don't just hang out in your room by yourself. Like literally just go down and sit in the lobby or wherever with other people. And you're going to end up having a better time because you will eventually see someone you know, or someone's going to see you, and you're going to hang out and you're not going to be sad anymore. So if that ever happens, I've heard this a lot from people. Um, you know, don't just sit in your room because that's not really going to make you feel any better. But going out, you probably will feel better. So
Yeah, I didn't even think about something like that. But yeah, no, like, I feel like, you know, people have been there. If you try to, like, brood on your own, waiting for, like, some random magic thing to make you happy, like, you will successfully self-isolate, don't worry. But if you want to like loan around a little bit and be sad, at least do it like within range of other people where they can see you. You know, like minimum energy, be sad next to other people. Um, you know, they might, yeah, like Corp said, they will. Someone will probably engage with you at some point, or you'll see something that'll like rev up those fires in your brain that you'll engage with. But yeah, no, it is not uncommon to feel like randomly fucking sad for no reason at cons. Like, you'll find that there's surprisingly a lot of downtime that you didn't expect. Like, you'll see that there isn't, like, you don't want to go to any panels, you know, your friends are either out or they're getting dinner or just, like, not available, and suddenly you have, like, a lot of sitting around to do, and you can get sick of that kind of fast. So, yeah, try to make the most of your con time, even when you're not really doing anything in particular.
I don't know. Just think that you spent all this time preparing and all this money to get here and be here, so you might as well at least try to have fun. And like, PonyCons are really eh, like the easiest possible place to make friends and to get along with people. Everyone is very very friendly, and as long as you're not always obnoxious all the time, and believe me, I don't think you are. Just be quiet and be around people, and you'll have a good time. There's plenty of stuff to do. Everyone's always very welcoming. uh, I don't know. The reason that a lot of us keep going back is because it is just so fun. And there's a lot of people I know that they make a living going to cons, or they go to a lot of cons with a lot of friends, but they keep going to pony cons because there is something different about them. It really does feel like family, where everyone kind of knows each other, and every event, like, it is really like low stress and fun time at pony cons. So
yeah,
don't worry about it.
if you go to a few, once you start going to them, you'll start to see like the same people, and you'll start like being like, oh hey, you'll become friends. I've got friends that are just con friends. Like I never talk to them outside of cons, but I'll see them at a con. I'll meet up. I'll say hi, hang out with them for a little bit. They're like my con friends. I only see them at conventions. It's kind of crazy.
Lay some pipe.
No, I'm not a
Oh.
degenerate, bro. If that sounds like a sexual innuendo, but I'm not a degenerate. So
No hooves.
yeah, exactly.
Hey, I was talking about the plushies, but okay.
I've got my wife. I'm a
Okay. Respectable. No, but it's true. Yeah, don't think that you can't talk to anyone because that's their own group or whatever. I've seen it even at other cons that I've gone to. I've gone to 3 cons where people just are in the same vicinity and you're like looking around something and all of a sudden a conversation will spark and they'll be like, hey, you want to join us? We're gonna go to this panel over here or whatever. Even just going to a panel. If you're obviously going, and I'm just throwing it out there, you're going to a writers panel. There's going to be other writers there. They're going to want to talk to other people that write. Same thing for artists and VAs and whatever stuff happens at these conventions. You find those groups, go and talk to them. You might meet some friends there.
You can also post on the board if
True.
you want to find someone to hang out with.
Yes. Be
I
like,
think someone in this call has said that they are going to be keeping an eye on the board, looking for people to hang out with.
mm-hmm.
Right person?
They're probably not going to respond to that.
I don't. I think he's fucking either. He's probably walked away or something.
Probably. But yeah, no, it's just do that too. I mean, most people are, that's just how you meet. Just say, hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You know, of course, be safe. It is the board still. Just be careful.
I
But
mean, literally, I've got into worse altercations talking to people not from the board than the board.
yeah,
It is, I don't know. Like I've not met any bad. I've been around meeting people from the board for a long time. It really is they are in this community only. They are the not autistic ones.
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of jarring. You would really think the Channers would definitely be the pool of people to have the most like asocial weirdo, like avoid these type motherfuckers. But no, I swear, like the average Channer is like like very well adjusted for what you expect, I guess.
Which is like mean or at all, but most of them are like very like when you talk to them in person are very nice and timid and friendly, which is not actually the same for normal people at conventions who sometimes can be put offish and pretentious. So yeah, it's pretty wild. It's only in this community. It's not necessarily the case in other board communities, but in
Slash
this
K
one,
is pretty nice.
yeah, I guess I can't speak for that one.
Yeah.
I will say also do try different things. Like, you know, just because a panel doesn't sound that interesting, or you've never been to a live concert before, or you know you don't drink often, like go try stuff out. You know, this is the best, safest. Try it because it's going to be all your friends. It's going to be very like low commitment. Everyone's going to welcome you. They're not going to like charge you money. You can leave anytime you want. It's totally fine. So like it's a good place to try new things. If you don't have anything to do, try new things. And then I'd like to add a don't onto that. Like don't just spend half of the time going to eat out at a restaurant. Specifically if it's like a fast food restaurant. Like don't go to the Waffle House or the Taco Bell like 3 times across the street. Like those are for after partying at 3 a.m. You know, I know a lot of people spend a lot of time off convention to eat at restaurants and I do that too. I eat at restaurants, but just not like the whole time. And like don't lean on. There's oftentimes like food and drink around the convention. If you just walk around, you can find something. So, yeah, like don't fall into a rut. Don't fall into like, oh, I know how to go to a restaurant and like hang out in my hotel room, sit at the hotel bar. No, like go do stuff at the convention. You won't regret it, and eventually you will make friends, and you'll start to have too much to do if you keep going to PonyCons.
Mm-hmm.
While we're on the topic of food, definitely figure out what you're gonna do for food at any given on, just like vaguely, just loosely, or else you're gonna be like killing yourself with like the Uber Eats fees if you're doing that for like every meal, and you're not like joining in on some mass order. Like you're gonna find yourself like buried in like the amount of money you set aside for the vendor hall in just fees alone. So if you're gonna be eating out of like the snack bag that you brought, or you are going to be hitting up the Denny's like every single day for every single meal, just to have a loose idea of what you're doing, so that by the time you're like actually starving, you're not like tapping out on Uber for like a fucking for like making the food like twice as expensive as it would have been if you had like planned it out sooner.
Fucking skip a meal, dude. Have a granola.
Yeah, also, if you're doing a panel, like practice it at least once, and you'll have so much more of an edge over like yourself. I guess when you go to present, your panel will be infinitely better if you like practice it once, like with your friend. Like that'll give you so much time to like reflect and figure out what you want to talk about, what you want to cut, what you want to add, and that's just doing it once. If you practice it twice, dog,
Yeah.
don't even
As
get me started.
schedually, please
You're
fucking
invincible.
practice your panel more than once.
Yeah.
If you
Do
do it
not
once,
come
it'll at
here.
least stop you from being a stuttering fucking super mess. But yeah, just like one round of practice for your panel will do you so much good. I can't emphasize it enough.
Another hot tip: like make a plan. Plans never survive contact with the enemy. Like, but just having an idea of what your options are. Like in the mornings at cons, I'll often like look over the schedule and then just like mark down on my phone the time, location, and name of like all the things I might be interested in seeing. And then I know, like as I go through the day, like, do I want to go here? Most of the time, I say no. But if I'm like, I'm not doing anything right now. What could I be doing? Like, I'm gonna end up texting people or browsing, the thread or whatever for the next 30 minutes. Why don't I go sit in on a panel that I was mildly interested in seeing? Why not? Like, just have some sort of preparation, and it will pay off even if you don't follow through 100% on your plan.
Yeah. To have a plan. That's true. At least know what's going on. The website's there. Like I said before, we're gonna have the link in the description. A lot of stuff is there. A lot of things to do are also gonna be there. So just kind of plans it out. When in doubt, especially for food, order pizza. There should be like a Domino's or Pizza Hut around there, right? Am I correct?
Probably.
Yeah.
The McDonald's serves
there's
pizza. It's right there.
there's a shit ton of food nearby. You just walk across the street. You should definitely eat like enough that you're not like starving. It can be really tough, like especially I found it tough for me because I get so busy, and unless you're with the group who just happens to be like, okay, let's all go to a meal, you could go like hours and just skip meals and end up being like, oh my god, I'm like, why do I feel so dead? It's because like you don't have any fucking food,
Mm,
and you start to just feel like you're gonna pass out. You got to eat. You don't want to get like low blood sugar or anything from not eating. So even if you can't eat because you miss a meal call or something, just find like go to the fucking bar at the hotel and get something cheap, or walk to the Wawa. The Wawa is going to be available right in the parking lot. Fucking cheap sandwiches. They're good sandwiches and other shit too. Um, or go to the fucking Walgreens and they've got some prepared sandwiches there too for I think not too expensive. So you got options, man. Or just a fucking candy bar at the Walgreens. It's gonna be cheaper at the Walgreens than the hotel anyway, bro.
yeah. 100%. Okay.
If we're still talking
Okay,
about
I have a hot
dues,
take
oh, go for it, Ike.
for the do, and I know this is gonna be controversial, but phone posting sucks. Like, consider joining different discords. I know it's a furry spyware app, but it really is a lot more convenient for coordinating during conventions, and there are a lot of big ones that have people that are at every convention, and the con one has stuff. It's a great way to like get pinged or see what other people might be doing and get ideas for yourself or finding groups to join. You know, I don't know. It really has, like, I remember back in the day when it was like the thread and even back then we were trying to use Skype groups. So but right now there are so many, like the thread seems dead compared to Discord servers, which have like a post every few seconds. So at conventions, so I mean, I don't know, like consider finding them and being in them, and if you need links, I don't know, post somewhere.
Fair might be an exception to that rule, but generally, pretty much every con has plenty of people from slash MLP there, but almost always the threads are extremely inactive. That's because when you're at a con, you probably aren't going to want to be posting much, but jumping into Discord really quick and shooting off a few messages or like reacting yes to a food order, that takes a hell of a lot more time. So if you're interested in like actually keeping up with people, like knowing where things are happening, keeping in touch with like certain groups, like literally just swallow your pride and make a dick sword for conventions. Like, if that's important to you, the thread will not the thread will probably not help you. It's not complete dog shit, but you're not going to be having like the average MLP poster keeping you up to date with what they're doing at the con because like they're at the con. But they will hit you up if you're their friend and you're in the same server and you want to like meet up and do stuff. But yeah, the thread is probably not the most optimal place for planning or organizing stuff like that, generally speaking.
Yeah, you're right. This con Mare Fair might be the exception to that rule, or at least like the board will probably be very active and not a terrible place to find stuff. And you're gonna find a lot of people there that won't be in the Discord, but I suspect many of them will be active.
Also, don't believe every fucking thing you read in the thread because most of the people posting in the thread are not at the con.
Yes.
Just a little
Yeah.
hint.
Yes.
If people start talking about, people going out in ambulances or like fucking people getting tased or whatever shit you see, like take that shit with a grain of salt. Like unless they got some real fucking proof, that's obviously proof. Like they're probably just fucking with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
golden rule. The golden rule. Pics or it didn't happen.
And that's especially true, and that's especially a reasonable request if you're at a convention. It's like, oh, this went down and everyone saw it, and it's crazy, and this and that. It's like, surely there's some pictures you could provide, right? Like, it's like, yeah, you can like actually ask for evidence. You can ask for names. You can ask for like, what's this person look like? What happened? What was their name? Blah blah blah. Like, people could reasonably present evidence in that
Just
situation since they're
don't
there on the
believe.
ground.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Just
don't believe any dick for shit in threads, generally speaking. Usually the people starting shit are not the people there. This is a common trend. Usually most people at the con are busy having fun and not doom posting. Yeah, I would not. I would literally never use the thread for your main source of info
Oh,
for
also
a convention unless that
be a
convention is
little
Mare Fair.
bit cautious if someone just throws room numbers in the thread. Sometimes you might find a party. Sometimes you might end up at someone's room and they have no idea who the fuck you are or what you're doing there, and they're not even with the con. So
Well, I know what I'm doing next
That's a big one.
convention.
Oh no, he's gonna fud.
Um,
He's gonna fud.
Just post random room numbers. Hey, come through.
Yeah.
oh, I've seen it. I've seen it being done before. Or, people will somehow get your room number and then they'll just post it on the thread as if it's a party going on.
Oh my god. It's the worst feeling, I bet, opening a door and just these randos with plushies looking at you. Is this the party, sir? I'm here for the gangbang.
That's the best kind. Yeah.
Oh no.
Come to the
no.
gangbang, guys. It's in room 220.
I'm here for the gangbang. Oh. Anyone else that just joined? Anyone wants to throw in your 2 cents here, or?
Don't bring drama or politics into the con because, in my personal experience, there was a con staff that brought drama onto me and was going to kick me out. And that was HarmonyCon 2022, I believe. Something
What
about
happened?
so my little story, and we like to, yuck it up to where they kicked me out of the con, but I was already on my way out anyway. But so you remember the Applejack stickers, the Applejack plantation?
How could we forget?
I know, right? So I had a sticker, and I had it in my name tag, and then so I already had my luggage and everything, and I was on my way out from the con. I was like talking to one of my friends. I was like, hey, let me just like see out of curiosity what's like left in the merch hall before they close it. So I was going to go into the merch hall, and every time you want to enter the merch, they're like, hey, can you show me your badge? So I'm like, oh yeah, it's right here. And I flashed him the wrong side, the back side of my name tag where the Applejack sticker was. So I just showed him right to his face the Applejack plantation. And his like eyes widened, and he was like gonna call security on me.
Well, you did
Yeah.
say you flashed him.
Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I did flash him. He didn't like what he saw, which hurts my feelings. But yeah, he denied me entrance into the merch hall, and he was going to call security on me to like escort me or kick me out of the convention. I'm like, bro, over a fucking sticker, dude. Are you shitting me?
If you ever find yourself in the position of Poner here, where you're very suddenly in a situation that's like, give me your badge, ultimately, you should probably do whatever staff is telling you to do. Even if it's not in the rules, once a staff member is kind of telling you to do a thing, or else you're probably not gonna be able to logic and reason your way out of there. But the second they introduce that, unless you're like a known name or a known face, if you just like walk away from the situation, they're not going to remember you next year. Like you'll probably be fine. They're not going to chase you out into the parking lot or anything.
Surprise
Bruh.
pocket sand.
You don't even need the pockets. You should bring it, but you don't even need the pocket sand. That's the best part. You can just leave. Like they probably have to stand where they're standing. You probably didn't do anything too harsh in the first place. Like this right now, we're talking about like a sticker. Like that's not a matter of like security or anything. If you turn around and leave, like they're not going to invest the time and effort into tracking you down. It's literally as easy as that.
That's good to know. Don't escalate it.
So just
Yeah, don't be dumb.
They just kick me out, and that's it over a dumb fucking sticker.
If that's what they say they're gonna do and they put their mind to it, yeah, that's the hill they will die on. And now you can stand there for security to come get you, and you can stand there for them to like look at your badge really, really hard and remember your name. Or the second they break out that safe word of "Let me see your badge," you just walk away, and it's a very anticlimactic interaction over a small thing. Now, if you turn that into like a huge argument and you give time for people to like come to you and you like start throwing insults and you start making the other person super pissed, like now they're invested. Now they might put a little more effort into like coming for you, so to speak. But yeah, it's a branching path. You can decide what you do.
Don't pick the wrong dialogue choice.
Don't
Man,
pick the wrong dialogue choice.
fuck.
I don't
Like
know, man.
when a garden Skyrim is like, hey, I know you, and you can like just leave the dialogue during that, and they'll sheath their sword. That's kind of like, can I see your badge? Like the same gravity, you know. Just jump
Right.
away.
But if they're gonna take your badge over something like that, and it's not directly against convention rules, then you want to escalate the issue, because that could just be some piece of shit doing a mall cop power trip, and you want to bring that
True.
to the attention of the lead. Like if you genuinely think that you're in the right, then you should escalate the issue, because otherwise he's gonna start going after other people
You
and
can be
start power tripping.
respectful and ask to speak to like a lead or their supervisor or something.
Right.
That you can be respectful about it instead of just saying no. Just say, hey, could I please, talk to your lead or supervisor about this? I'll wait over here in this corner while you do that. So I'm not blocking the flow of traffic or anything. And
You'll run into these types like a lot, especially working like security at conventions. That they'll just like, I think at Sequestria Fest there was a guy telling everyone they couldn't take pictures at the plush meetup. At HarmonyCon they were collecting the Mare Fair business cards, and I don't know what they did with them after that, but you'll run into all sorts of shenanigans like that. So I mean, at that point, you really want to go, escalate the issue to whoever's in charge, or whoever's like in charge of their department.
I hear you. I guess it depends on what the read of the scenario is, but in Poner's case, I don't think you'd be able to logic your reason out of the AJ plantation thing. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's a sticker, man.
I agree.
not only that, but it was a sticker of just AJ with the hat on, right?
It was just Applejack with the hat on. The thing is, to anybody else, you would have to be in the know to like know what that sticker is.
Yeah.
You have to be in on the joke to know exactly what it is. But to anybody else, it's just Applejack in a suit.
And you could have just played dumb the whole time too, and I'm pretty sure you could have gotten away with it. Just be like, yeah, some guy gave it to me. I'm gonna take a free sticker. What are you talking about?
Like if your speech is up there like that, if you quickly pull the "oh, I didn't know, that's really my bad, I'm sorry." Like if you pull that super quick, you're good. But no, I think if you're like gonna wait for the lead to try to like logic your way out of the thing where everyone there knows what's going on, like it doesn't matter. Like if they're saying give the badge, like you're fucked. You're definitely fucked at that point.
Hmm.
Speaking from experience over the whole, you only see it if you're in the know crowd with the Mare Fair
Oh, God.
logo. I assure you, I have not won many many battles on that front on with staff trying to talk to me about it.
Will there be any mall cops at Mare Fair?
Zemming is going to do his best.
Uh
Oh.
oh.
No, it's gonna be fine.
It's a joke. It's just a joke. No, I'm saving the more beefier questions for the Mare Fair interview one. But I just wanted to
What's
do like
this?
a what?
What's this topic? Con edict?
Ah,
Etiquette.
etiquette.
Oh wow, you butchered that.
I butchered. Yeah, I was trying to get everyone in here. I was like rushing to type all this crap out. Yeah, there you go. Um, I guess we were like kind of going over it little by little as we were going through the topics, but some con etiquette. Just one that, and I'll pass it to the next person, but one fucking shower, please. Brush your teeth.
I was just wondering that.
Like nobody
Like,
wants
did
to
we not
smell
get
that.
that?
That's con etiquette there. Just please brush your teeth, shower. Even if it's a quick in and out, pits, ass, head, do it. Please.
I think I
I wouldn't
recall
recommend that
telling
because
you
if they're
guys
doing that,
smelling
they're
like a
probably
dead
doing like a
rat.
fucking. They're not even using soap. They're just gonna smell like a fucking wet dog. Then when they come out, if they're doing like a very like a 1 minute shower.
I mean, I don't, just shower.
I don't encounter that many straight up stinkers at conventions. I think the whole convention community across fandoms really came together for the whole "don't stink like a motherfucker."
Yeah.
You know that. I think the next crusade we fight is definitely teeth brushing. I run into so many more people who just have the worst breath in the world than I do people who have like BO or like stench lines coming off of them. I think that needs to be the next fight.
Like
Like if you're partying all night, if you're eating like power bars all day to stay alive, and then after that for 3 hours you're just fucking drinking real hard, your mouth is not gonna smell good. I promise you.
yeah.
And you're gonna be up next. You're gonna be close to people trying to maintain a conversation. You can't hide that. It's impossible. You're not gonna notice because it's your own breath, or maybe you will notice and you just won't care. But you should be killed, and you should brush your teeth before it comes to that. Brush your goddamn teeth.
Just carry some Tic Tacs around. Like something, bro. Tic Tacs, chewing
Something.
gum, something. Please. It's gonna be Florida. Very humid in Florida. Please shower. Please wear deodorant. Wear deodorant. Think
But for the
about
love
it.
of God, for the love of God, do not fucking just overspray it though. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, don't just wear some Axe. Like I'm sure there's gonna be one guy running around with just Axe body spray, but please just do something, bro. Being 5 minutes late to a panel is okay, because if you stink up that room, no one's gonna want to be in there.
I guess I'll say some things for especially for people that haven't been to cons before, like etiquette dues. Like do if you're going to a room party and you get like a drink, it's polite to tip at least a few dollars. I think round three now. And if you are like going in an area where there's a badge checker, think about like looking at your badge, turning it so it's easy to read, so that you can walk by to make that process a little bit more convenient. And then, on the other side, things that are totally okay to do that you might be nervous to. It's okay to tell if you're in the vendor hall. Vendors are going to be trying to sell you stuff, but you can just say like, "Hey, I'm just looking." You don't have to feel bad about not buying something. You don't have to feel bad about browsing and not buying something there. If you're hungry or want alcohol or medicine, it is not rude to like ask people like, hey, like, can I have some of this? Like, if somebody has a box of pizza they ordered that's sitting out, like, as long as you're polite about it, feel free to ask. It's pretty easy to find drinks or food if you really want to, or if you want to hang out with somebody. You see a group. Cons are a great place, especially pony cons. If you see a group doing something that you might be interested in, it's not rude to say hi. This isn't like a business convention expo where people are like in their own groups and they're going to be weirded out by you saying hi. Like, it's okay to be social. Just don't push it. If you're polite about it, it's totally fine. Totally fine to do that kind of stuff. Um, and then I guess the last big don't is like, do be careful. Yeah, all the smell stuff is good, but also like dress appropriately. I guess like if you're wearing an O face hoodie, like consider not going to restaurants with people or like wearing that in hyper public. I mean, once it's late night, who cares? But just understand that people are uncomfortable. Or if you're like wearing a thong and that's it, and no shorts, like in your,
Oh god.
like you're gonna see all sorts of wild stuff. I think that's like, keep that to late night, and understand that that's a little weird. This isn't a furry convention where you can walk around in like a speedo and a dog BDSM mask. Okay, like
Or
it's
a
not.
diaper.
Yeah, or a diaper. Yeah, it's
No
not
What,
diapers.
appropriate.
what shit.
Besides just Mare Fair, at any PonyCon, please just don't do that.
I think a big one, kind of leaning on your room party one, is knowing your fucking limit. Don't overdrink and make yourself a liability for others. And the same thing with any but we'll go with some brownies. Yeah. Don't be taking these if it's your first time. Don't go over the limit. Please tell people, "Hey, it's my first time," because you're probably going to be with people that are going to have experience and whatnot, and they'll be like, "Okay, here, have a small piece," not giving you 4 fucking brownies and then you're a liability now. So yeah, know your damn limit, please. No one wants to carry you out. No one wants to babysit. Just don't do that.
Same principle for that, but like harder drugs as well. Like, don't, like, if you aren't familiar with psychedelics, do not do that in the middle of a convention. If it's good, it's good, but if it's not, you become a problem for multiple people.
Liability.
Yeah, you become a liability. You become a problem for your friends or just like other con goers. Um, don't do something that has like a 50-50 chance of causing problems for other people and making them ridiculously uncomfortable.
Oh, and if you start to get drunk enough that you feel really, really good, you might want to slow down, maybe grab a bite to eat. You know, the night's long. You want to stretch that out and make it last, right? You don't want to end up passing out. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you want to pass out. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the biggest
Fuck
one is
that
just don't be a
silence.
liability.
Holy shit.
Yeah, don't no, yeah, don't be liability. Don't be starting fights. Like
Hey, yeah, I mean, I've hung out with people, bro, and they get so drunk, you end up spending half the night with them at a toilet. That's not fun.
I
No one
I
wants to do that.
I know of it, and I've seen some pictures of that. It's very funny. Somebody didn't know their limit. They were drinking Gatorade with vodka, and can't really taste the vodka. Apparently, they drank a lot of it. And yeah, had to babysit. Not me, but I know the person that babysitted who, and it wasn't fun for them. Um, know who's around you when you're drinking as well. You don't want to be starting fights or this or that. So that's also another thing too. Uh, anyone else want to chime in that hasn't spoken up about cons and stuff like that? I mean, it's
If
pretty.
you are gonna do stupid shit, don't do it with your badge on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, don't try to sneak in with like a fake badge or something. It's not gonna work. You'll just look really dumb.
Yeah, they're checking. It's not BronyCon where you can just walk in there if you know what you look. You know, just don't. Just don't fucking do it.
I thought BronyCon had like the best enforcement out of like many of the cons I've gone to since then.
Okay.
They really do have decent enforcement. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll tell you
but they
this.
had convention security doing badge checking for them as well.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Me and Havana were able to get into the intro ceremony when we weren't allowed to go in there. And we found seats front and center. We weren't supposed to be there, but we got in just because, we looked like we knew what we were doing. We had cameras on and everything. Same thing with the closing ceremonies too. We just walked in there just talking to each other, and they didn't even stop us, so yeah.
Amazing.
I know people who did that before the HarmonyCon vendor hall opened up this year. They just wandered on in like they own the place, and meanwhile, other sponsors who paid like a bunch of money to get in early are waiting, and then they get like 2 minutes to be there early. It was.
Yeah, it was
I'm
great.
gonna be salty about that for a long. Yeah, fuck you, Poner. I'm gonna be salty about that for a long time. No, it's not. It's not Poner's fault. It's not your fault, Poner. You did nothing wrong.
Poner did nothing wrong. Yeah, no,
I really did.
no, I mean you have enough like, what's it called? You look like if you look like you belong there, and you have the walk, it's very hard to stop that person because like, is that person there? So that's just what I've learned over time about like going into places and stuff like that. But don't do that though. Even though I just said,
Just have an expensive camera, and then you can walk in and just like if
honestly,
you're wearing construction gear, you can walk in and.
yeah.
So, hopefully, Mayfair staff is trained a little better than that. But we'll see.
Just show up with the whole team of people wearing like construction helmets and vests and stuff like that. Yeah, we're here for the repair, sir. We're supposed to fix the AC, sir.
The most brony-shaped repairman you'll ever see.
You're gonna be some big guys, huh?
Nah, just brony-shaped.
Brony
Big
shit.
guys and little stick
Brony shaped.
guys.
Oh man. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I got. I mean, unless anyone else wants to chime in with the subject that I forgot, or you want to add something.
Mayfair is gonna be so fun. It's gonna be the best shit.
You can go as far as packing your own sandwich meat and bread. Have some dry ice and make yourself sandwiches in your own room.
Don't travel with dry ice though if you're flying.
Oh,
Yeah, don't do that.
lol.
I mean, worst comes to worst, if you're gonna be doing that, like traveling on a budget, I've seen it before. PB&J with a loaf or two of bread. There you go.
Or what you could do, you could pack one of those electric skillets, put them in your bag,
Uh,
and start hosting cookouts in your hotel room.
I mean,
Uh,
Mayfair Hotel, fucking Corp. Every room has a balcony, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, every room has either a balcony or like a patio, depending first floor, second floor. Every room is either first floor, second floor room. Every room has a fridge. If you want to use a microwave, though, there's only one communal microwave.
damn. Hey, no
I
one.
guess that's something you wouldn't expect if you're going to cons. It took me a long time to realize like having a microwave is not always guaranteed. You might have to share a microwave on the floor with the whole floor. So in your food prep, you're gonna want to see ahead of time if your room is equipped with a microwave, or else it's gonna be way less convenient than you might think.
Yeah, just to let everyone know up front, so there's no surprises. Yeah.
Yep.
So the microwave is in the lobby.
Yep. And you'd be
There
surprised.
is a microwave.
You will be surprised how much ham and cheese sandwich can get you as far. So you don't have to go all fancy.
And there is a fridge, so you can put your your meats and your cheese in there.
Mm-hmm. And the Mare milk. Don't forget the Mare milk.
And there's a coffee maker.
There you go. You're set. Just buy some snacks, some ice, get some iced coffee. You're done. There you go. No reason for you to starve.
because of how good our venue selection is, you can throw out all of the advice that we've given you about preparing for food, because there's a Wawa right there. You can get whatever you want whenever you want it, and it's going to be cheap.
And a Walgreens, and a McDonald's, and a Popeyes chicken, and a lot of shit.
I
Fuck what we said.
I sincerely hope there's going to be a lot of activity at the Wawa for the amount of times that it's been mentioned in this recording.
It's been mentioned like 5 fucking times already.
Well,
Yeah.
the Mare Fair is brought to you by Wawa. No, but if you do, like, if you've never been to Wawa, it's like a Maryland, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, I think maybe, and then like Florida thing.
Mm.
So it's a good chance you've never been. You should go. It's really, you just go in there, you roll up to a kiosk in there, one of those little computer screens from the newfangled things. You just like put in what you want on there. You order your sandwich or whatever you want. They got soup, sandwich, all sorts of shit. It's good shit. They got a whole separate area where they cook the food. It's really good food. They got coffees, fancy coffees, fucking shakes, ice cream, all sorts of shit. So just roll in there, order your shit at the screen. They call your number. First you pay for it, and then they call your number, and then you pick it up. It's real easy.
I might have to try it if it's as legendary as everyone keeps making it seems. It's like,
Yeah, it's like order, pay, because it gives you a little receipt, pay. So you got to walk up to the front of the store and pay there. You don't pay at the kiosk, and then you pick it up at the window. It's easy.
there you go. Your first practice of before you go into the convention, talk to somebody at these food establishments.
No, you don't have to talk to anyone. That's what's wonderful
really?
about it.
Oh,
I mean,
never
you
mind.
do have to walk up to a register,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't have to talk to a kiosk, right?
Yeah.
You can just walk up to the register, hand them the receipt, and they scan it and say, $5 or whatever. You give them the money, and you go over and wait for them to call out your number. You just grab your food and go. Easy.
Nice. Okay. Well, I mean, if no one else has anything else to say, we can just wrap it up here. I really appreciate all of you guys setting some time up for this, talking about some essential stuff for con survival when it comes to traveling, food, and whatnot. Please, if there's anything, if you guys have to remember, is yep, do not skip on the showers, do not skip on the brushing of teeth. Please go and talk to people. You're at a convention after all. There's going to be people there. Talk to them. Go to panels. Say hi to people. You're probably going to be amongst the more nicer crowds. At least that's what I experienced when I went to BronyCon 2019. Really, really nice people. Really awesome people. So, anyone else real quick, or is that good?
I guess it's crazy to think about how Mare Fair is going to be people's first conventions, or first convention. Like, that's going to set off like a domino effect. I know how BronyCon affected me and a lot of other people. And I'm not saying we're some type of BronyCon 2019, but I think we are going to be that for at least like a handful of people. And I'm just happy to kind of set off that domino in a very fun way. Help set off that domino. It's a very fun place, fun setting, fun intro to
BronyCon
cons.
of the next generation.
I mean, if it's that successful, which I doubt it's gonna have any issues or any problems or anything like that, just seeing how competent the staff is. This isn't this isn't me, hyping it up or anything like that, but just seeing the amount of experience from all of the people here and from those that I've met, this con is in very good hands.
I would expect a shit show and then just be pleasantly surprised when it's not.
Yeah.
That way you're not let down.
In terms of how it's being run, if something shits the bed, like we're so on top of things. Our main concern is like a natural disaster, like an act of God. Like there isn't going to be an administrative issue that'll be like the root demise of Mare Fair. If it doesn't work, it'll probably be because of the result of like 100,000 gallons of water fucking us as fast as possible. So that's our biggest fear right now.
Okay.
Plus, if worse comes to worse, we've got a scapegoat, so we're good.
Yeah, just blame God on it.
The Yu-Gi-Oh card.
All right then. Well, one final thing. Anyone wants to say anything else? If not, we're good. All right.
I have one thing to say.
Okay.
Vendors, please have at least one fucking thing of mod merch, please. Just one, please. When I fucking went to HarmonyCon 2023, there was only like 3 fucking vendors that sold anything mod related. Very disappointing. So for Mare Fair, please have at least like one thing of like mod merch, please. Thank you. Okay, that's it.
All right, there's his request. Have some mod merchandise. Once again, thank you all for joining me and putting the time set aside. This has been your host, Egg Sunny Side Up. Thank you to the Mares of Stuff channel for putting this up, as well as the Pepperoni and Pizzas channel. And once we get to that point, it's going to be also up on the Friendship Incorporated channel. So it's gonna be all over the place. If this is gonna be your first con, and you guys want to have like some type of baseline of being able to prepare for anything. All right, well, everyone have a good day, good afternoon, and a very good night. Thank you all for listening. This has been Egg Study Side Up. See you all in the next one.
Wait, is there anything else that anybody wants to add?
We did that like 5 times.
Can you believe it, guys?
Mare Fair.
Just a week away.
Mare Fair.
It's in a week. Woohoo! I am so happy about this information.
Mare Fair.
Just a week away. Oh, wow. Can you believe it?
Mare Fair.
Just in a week. It got here so fast.